Beth sat across from me in tears. She was about to quit her medication. She was so tired, she couldn't get off the couch to play with her 3-year-old. She'd been throwing up 2, 3, 4 times a week for 2 months, and she'd lost some weight, but she'd also lost the ability to function as a mother. She told me she thought she was one of those people who couldn't handle a GLP-1. She figured her body wasn't built for it. Then she handed me her paperwork from her first visit with her old doctor, and I saw it immediately. The smoking gun of algorithmic medicine. Stapled to her after visit summary was a dose escalation schedule. Week 4 increase, week 8 increase, week 12 increase, week 16 increase, all the way to the maximum. Pre-written, printed from a template, decided before Beth had even taken her first shot. Her doctor wasn't following her response. Her doctor wasn't even checking in. The increases just happened on the schedule that had been printed on day 1. No matter what Beth said in her messages, no matter how sick she got, by the time Beth came to me, she'd been escalated 4 times by a doctor she had not spoken to since her initial visit. Beth's body wasn't broken. Beth wasn't a non-responder. Beth's doctor never met her. The schedule met Beth. I'm Dr. Clete Barrick, board certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine. I lost 80 pounds on Tirzepatide myself. Everything I'm about to share is educational. Talk to your own physician before changing anything. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 red flags that should make you run, 3 green flags that tell you you're in the right place, and the 5 questions to ask any telehealth clinic before you hand over your credit card. I'm holding the most important question to the end because it's the one almost nobody asks, and it's the one that decides whether you actually keep the weight off. This matters because the wrong doctor doesn't just waste your money. They convince you the medication failed when really the protocol failed. I have patients in my practice right now who quit GLP-1s for a year because of one bad doctor. They blame semaglutide. Semaglutide didn't do anything wrong. Here's the foundation of everything I'm about to tell you. In clinical research, an N-of-1 trial is a study with a single patient as both the subject and the control. Your GLP-1 journey is an N-of-1 trial. You are not an average. You are a single, unrepeatable data point. The clinical trials that got these medications approved tell us they work for most people. They cannot tell you how fast you will lose weight, what your sweet spot dose will be, or what side effects you will get. Only your N-of-1 can answer those questions. And the doctor you want is the one who looks at you through that lens on visit 1. Every red flag I'm about to give you is a different way a doctor fails the N-of-1 test. Every green flag is a different way they pass it. So find a doctor who treats you as a sample size of 1. Red flag number 1, the calendar flag. Picture that calendar hanging in your kitchen. The one that's 2 months out of date because nobody bothers to turn the page. That is a calendar flag doctor. Fixed, rigid, frozen on a schedule that has nothing to do with what's actually happening in front of them. Red flag number 1, the calendar flag. Picture a calendar hanging in your kitchen, the one that's 2 months out of date because nobody bothered to turn the page. That's a calendar flag doctor. Fixed, rigid, frozen on a schedule that has nothing to do with what's actually happening in front of them. A calendar flag doctor escalates your dose at fixed intervals every 4 weeks like clockwork, regardless of how you're actually responding. The calendar is the most common form, but any algorithm that bumps your dose without reading your response is the same flag in different clothing. Here's the rule that should make you push back. If you're losing 0.5 pound to 3 pounds a week on your current dose, you're on the right dose. Stay there. I call this the golden rule. There is 0 clinical reason to escalate when the medication is doing its job. Every dose you have is an arrow in your quiver. Semaglutide gives you 4, Tirzepatide gives you 5. Once you use one, it's spent. A patient who races to the maximum in 16 weeks has no arrows left when a true plateau hits at month 8. Real-world clinic data shows only 23% of semaglutide and 28% of Tirzepatide patients ever need the maximum dose. Not getting to the top is the norm. It's a feature of smart dosing, not a failure. Now here's the lava hot version of the calendar flag. the smoking gun of algorithmic medicine I told you about in Beth's story. I want you to do something right now. Pause the video, walk to wherever you keep your medical paperwork, pull out your first after visit summary from that initial visit with your GLP-1 doctor, and take a look at it. If there is a printed dose escalation schedule on it, week 4 increase, week 8 increase, and so on, all the way to the maximum, you found it. Your treatment plan was written before you were. The doctor isn't practicing medicine on you. They printed your future from a template before they ever met you. Run. On to red flag number 2, the just deal with it flag. This is exactly what happened to Beth. Your doctor tells you to push through intolerable side effects instead of pulling back. You'll adjust. Your body will get used to it. Give it more time. Those are different words with the same dismissal. So here's the rule. Step 1, find a dose you can tolerate. A dose you take every week without dreading or pushing back injection day. Step 2, only then do you optimize for weight loss. The steps happen in that order. You cannot skip step 1. Tolerance to GLP-1 side effects is built through consistent dosing. Your gut adapts to the slower emptying. Your brain adjusts to the new satiety signal. Over 2 to 4 weeks at a steady dose, the nausea typically will fade. That adaptation requires consistency. Beth was never on a dose her body could actually adapt to because every time she started to settle in, her doctor had already pushed her higher. She was never going to find out whether or not her body could actually handle this medication. She never got a chance to catch her breath. A just deal with it doctor is not treating you. They're treating the chart, and you are the inconvenience interrupting it. Red flag number 3, the rug pull flag, the most damaging one. You've done it. You've hit your goal. Congratulations. And your doctor immediately slashes your dose or starts weaning you off. This is the single most common and most damaging mistake in outpatient GLP-1 management that I come across. The consolidation phase requires patience. Your body needs time at goal to establish that new set point. Cutting the dose too soon is removing the scaffolding before the concrete has had any chance to cure. If you see a rug pull doctor coming at you with a wean-off plan the moment you hit goal, find a new doctor before they cut your dose in half. If what I'm describing sounds like the kind of care you want and you're not getting it where you are now, the link to book a free consult with my practice is in the description. No pressure. Keep watching. The most important part is still coming. Now the green flags. And before I name them, I want to give you the engine that runs underneath all 3. A good GLP-1 doctor actually understands these medications deeply from years of working with them, not from a weekend course or a corporate playbook. They explain that understanding to you in plain language. And then every clinical decision the 2 of you make happens together. You as the expert on your body, them as the expert on the medicine. Together, you figure it out. That's the partnership. Every green flag I'm about to give you is just a different expression of this. The N of 1 lens isn't something a good doctor uses occasionally. It is the glass they look through every single time they look at you. Green flag number 1. Has a brain, will use it. The opposite of the calendar flag is a doctor who is willing to think instead of execute. They read the patient, not the chart. They know the FDA titration schedule was designed for clinical trials, not for the actual human in front of them. The chart tells you when they're allowed to escalate. Their judgment tells them whether or not they should. And those are not the same question. A has-brain doctor will sit across from you and say things like, you're losing 2 pounds a week. Your side effects are manageable. Why would we change anything that's working? They will explain to you why staying put is a smart move. And they'll let you ask questions until you really feel comfortable that you understand it. Green flag number 2, the camper. The camper doesn't just camp at every dose. Don't get me wrong. The camper camps when your weight loss pattern says to camp. If you're losing 0.5 pound to 3 pounds a week consistently, the camper camps. If you walk in pushing for a higher dose because you're impatient, I get it. Everybody wants to get from point A to point B in their weight loss journey as quickly as possible, but the data says camp. The camper is going to properly, gently push back. Not because they're dismissing you, because they're refusing to skip the work that comes before a dose change. Here's where the camper really separates themselves from the rest of the field. When you do hit a stall, the camper does not reflexively reach for the prescription pad. The camper first reaches for the audit. Protein. Are you hitting 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of your ideal body weight consistently? Most patients on a GLP-1 are not. Resistance training. Are you lifting at least 2 to 3 times a week? A lot of patients are not. Sleep, stress, alcohol, hydration, calorie creep. These are all very real things. The camper walks you through every lifestyle input before they touch the dose, because most plateaus are not dose problems. Most plateaus are lifestyle drift, and the dose is the last lever you pull, not the first. Here's the data that should make every patient demand this kind of doctor. In the SURMOUNT-1 trial, patients who hadn't even hit 5% weight loss by week 12, the so-called non-responders, 90% of them still got there by week 72 if you just let them get there. Patience isn't a virtue here, it's evidence-based. The camper knows that. The calendar flag doctor doesn't. And one more thing about the camper and muscle. If your doctor never talks to you about protein and lifting, you are going to lose muscle along with the fat. And the term Reddit likes to use for what comes next is skinny fat. Camper sees that coming on visit 1 and gives you the protein targets and the guidance before you've taken your first shot. Green flag number 3, the conservationist. Here's the thing about the conservationist. You don't find one by looking. You produce one by having a camper for a doctor for the first 6 months of your treatment. Conservationist is what the camper looks like at 12 months, because your doctor camped when camping was right and audited every plateau before reaching for a dose increase. You arrive at month 8 with most of your arrows still in the quiver. When the inevitable true plateau hits and the audit can't solve it, your conservationist still has those moves to make. The patient with a calendar flag doctor has nothing left. They're at the maximum dose with no arrows and a plateau. And their doctor tells them, hey, this is as good as it gets. The conservationist isn't a personality trait, it's a philosophy. It's what happens when a doctor who actually understands these medications treats every dose as a finite resource and every decision as one half of a true partnership. The conservationist knows that getting to the top is not the goal, lasting is. Now, 5 questions to ask any telehealth platform before you sign up. Each one is a screening test for a specific flag. The last one matters more than the first 4 combined. Question 1, who's actually prescribing this medication, and will I meet them on video? There's published data showing that virtual visits with a doctor who doesn't know you actually increases your odds of ending up in an emergency room. If the answer is an AI form a nurse practitioner signs off on without ever speaking to you, you're not buying medical care, you're buying a documentation product. Question 2, and there's a lot of nuance here. How often will I have a real visit? And the right answer is, it depends entirely on how things are going for you. In the first few weeks, you might need to check in weekly. During stable weight loss, monthly could be plenty. During maintenance, every 6 months could be the right call. A doctor who pre-schedules you for the same visit interval from day 1 through maintenance is doing the same thing Beth's doctor did with her dose schedule. Visit frequency is an N of 1 decision as well. If they can't tell you that, they're running an algorithm, not a practice. Question 3, what is your titration philosophy? This question is designed to flush out the calendar flags. The right answer sounds like, we titrate by your response, not the calendar. And many of our patients camp at effective lower doses for months. The wrong answer is, we follow the manufacturer's schedule. If you hear that, you found a calendar 2 months out of date. Question 4, what happens if I plateau? So this is the camper question. The wrong answer is just, oh, we increased the dose. The right answer starts with the audit. Protein, training, sleep, stress, lifestyle, walked through in actual detail. And if the audit comes back clean and you're at a true stall, then yes, a dose increase is exactly the right move. That's what the arrows are for. The red flag is not a dose increase in and of itself. The red flag is a dose increase without the audit. Question 5, and this is the one. What's the plan when I hit my goal weight? And what's the plan if I have to stop? This is the question almost nobody asks, and it's the one that separates a real obesity medicine physician from a refill mill. Obesity is a chronic disease. For most patients, GLP-1s are going to be long-term therapy, the way a blood pressure medication is long-term therapy. But long-term is not the same as forever at the maximum dose. A good doctor has a consolidation plan for goal weight, a slow taper protocol if you need to stop, and a real conversation about what happens if cost or insurance forces you off the medication. If the clinic you're talking to tapers everyone off at goal weight, you found the rug pull flag right at the front door. If they don't have an answer at all, they don't have a treatment plan. They have a subscription. Here is what a real first visit looks like. Your doctor takes enough time to actually know you. Full medical history, family history, sleep, training history, prior weight loss attempts, what you actually eat in a normal week, labs ordered before the prescription, not after, if appropriate, protein target calculated for your body weight, conversation about what you actually want, not just a number on a scale, and a written plan you can hold in your hand when you leave. Some patients need 15 minutes for that. Some need an hour. The length is not the point. If you felt rushed, that's another red flag. If you've never had a real visit at all, that's a bigger one. Beth and I started over. I pulled her all the way back to the lowest dose, the dose her body could actually take. We held her there until the nausea was gone and she could play with her daughter again. Then, and only then, did we start thinking about weight loss. We added a protein target, 2 resistance training sessions a week. She camped at 5 milligrams of Tirzepatide 14 weeks because she was losing 2 pounds a week and there was no clinical reason to change anything. When she eventually plateaued at month 7, the first thing we did was walk through her protein, her training, her sleep, her stress. Her training had slipped a bit during a busy stretch at work. It happens. We fixed that first. She started losing again without a dose change. She lost 41 pounds in her first year. She also got her energy back. She's chasing a 4-year-old now. And when she eventually does need to escalate, she still has 3 arrows in her quiver. Same medication, same patient, different doctor. The medication isn't always the variable, the doctor is. The N of 1 principle is the foundation. Every one of the 6 flags I just gave you is just an expression of it. You are not an average. You are a single, unrepeatable data point. Find a doctor who actually treats you like one. If you want this kind of care from a board-certified obesity medicine physician who's actually been on the medication, book a free 30-minute consult at barrickhealth.com. Links in the description. We have founding member spots open right now. Subscribe if you want evidence-based GLP-1 content from someone who's lived it. See you in the next one.